Hello, everybody. Welcome to Community Spotlight hosted by CASA of Tulare County. I'm Alberto Ramos, the Executive Director at CASA, and I'm here happy to be joined by our friends at Tulare County Health and Human Services Agency.
Helps us all get to different lenses of our community voices too, right? Because we're all parts of this community too. And so we bring our lenses from what we do, and then we bring our lenses from who we are. And so having that different mixture of personal and professional experience at the table and what we want to see happen in our community and what our goals are is really important to the process.
It's a great point, and it reminds me of, I think it was you and Gilberto had mentioned about I don't want to say the check boxes, right? But I guess the more rigidity of the process through the governmental side of things, right? You have to be very rigid, and some of these things, it's almost like we get the ability through these volunteers, through community people becoming involved in this work.
All the fun
We,
stuff. Come on.
we get to do fun. We do get to do fun stuff, but I was going to say we get to be able to highlight. Okay, at times I think these governmental structures, are like forcing people to have to follow this cookie cutter approach, right? And so I think in a way sometimes we can bring attention to these things and say, hey, maybe we try something a little bit different here with these parents. If we're in court and we're hearing about a case plan and we're like, hey, what about this, judge? It could be in that format, or it could be for the kid if we're in a CFT meeting, right? And we see something like we're trying to fit a square peg in a round hole. Well, how about we try this? Little Johnny might be more responsive to this process, right? So again, I think I don't want to say like, I don't want to pose CASA as a hero, and we've been using the hero theme a lot. And there's debate around that. There's people who say don't have this hero complex, and I think I get it. I get that, and in no way do we want to do that. But we do want to highlight the heroic actions of our community, and that's where I guess my point is. They are our community, as you mentioned, and so they come and join CASA. They're still community members, right? They're volunteers. But we need to have these perspectives from our community. We need to have them from other, from all over. And I think that's what creates better outcomes. I think that creates better processes when you have a broad perspective and broad disciplines involved in the situation.
When we can take it out of the silos and bring it into the collaborative model, it benefits everyone at the table in whatever situation they're in, and not only through what our goals are, but really looking at personal skills as well. Because in reality, some of these kiddos and families are seeing these different entities at the table, and the hope would be that they're not seeing differences of opinion in a way that they become combative, right? They're more collaborative. Like someone's not going to take offense because a CASA might say, well, can we try this? Can we or can we not? Like, what is the black and white rule versus where's the gray? And how do we get to that? And what can we do with other people's opinions so that it is a collaborative model? And when we look at how we grow and develop as individuals, I look at the youngest lens at the table, right? What are they seeing from the adults in the room? In a very tense situation, or what can be, and we're hoping to reduce that factor in the room in some of these, and some, not all of them are tense, but some can be. And so when you see adults collaborating around the table on and using their opinions too on what the next step is, I think that is the best component of our child and family team meetings that we can get to, which is, we've been using the acronym CFT, but there's so many people at the table that they're seeing. So again, I think it goes back to all of our ability to say it's not my way or the highway. It's really how do we get to the best end result.
I wanted to highlight too how traumatic, right? How mind-blowing it could be for a young person to be removed from their home and to be having to go through the child welfare system and process and all the change that they go through, right? From initial to end process. And so they go through a lot of individuals, a lot of professionals that come in and go into their lives. And so as you were talking about Pierre and the importance of the consistency, right? And having somebody that's stable and consistent in this child's life that they can relate to, that can understand them and be that voice for them. And so really want to highlight that partnership and the importance of the work that CASA does for our youth in our system. So thank you for that.
Yeah.